Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Score On Air Network post-game show here at the Covelli Center. I am Andy Evans. Joining me, Mr. Will Ward, and we are recapping tonight's number 1 seeded Carmen's crew as they took on the number 16 seed Mid-American Unity in the first round of the Columbus region, the first half of the first round of tonight's games, capped off here. A 9 p.m. showdown in the Covelli Center between number 1 Carmen's crew and number 16 Mid-American Unity. And Will Ward, we had a basketball game on our hands, especially after the first half of play. What did you see out of Carmen's crew and Mid-American Unity in that first half?
I seen two teams that came out and they gave it their best shot, and I seen Carmen's crew, they came out a little shaky. They didn't play their best what the fans expected, and of course you had the best Ohio State fans that came out, and they were expecting Carmen's crew to have a lot better turnout than they did. They had turnovers, they didn't rebound as best as they could, but definitely they came out second half and they were a totally different team.
Absolutely. Second half, I mean, it was a tale of two halves between Carmen's crew. What we saw out of the first half, sloppy play, a lot of turnovers. In fact, I think at one point they had 10 turnovers to 3 assists, where Mid-American Unity had 9 assists to 3 turnovers. So it was a completely a night and day kind of thing between these two teams. However, like you said, second half, they came out, they really must have had a great pep talk from head coach Jared Solinger there in the locker room to come out in that second half, because they were a completely different basketball team.
Indeed, and I believe that they were led by experienced players like David Lighty and Kosta Koufis, and also Will Buford, who came out there, and they had a total different team. They had a spark of energy that was unlike, and it couldn't be matched by Mid-American Unity. So at the end of the day, they just came out and they played as a team, and they did what they had to do to get the win, and they'll be playing again against the men of Mackey on Sunday at 4 p.m. and expect a nice dynamic game between both teams as they continue to look forward to the rest of the tournament. The $1 million prize is going to be definitely on both teams' mind.
Yeah, number 8 seeded men of Mackey, of course, those are primarily guys made up of Purdue alumni, as Carmen's crew is primarily made up of Ohio State alumni. And you just mentioned, obviously, a couple of them: David Lighty, Kosta Koufis. You've got Aaron Kraft, John Diebler, William Buford, Lenzel Smith, Shannon Scott. I mean, good gracious, man, this team is loaded with former Ohio State players, and not just guys who played. I mean, but some guys who really played some basketball in their time here for the Buckeyes. But you mentioned Kosta Koufis, you mentioned David Lighty. They definitely seem to be the glue that really held the team together, got them through that tough time, gave them that spark there in the second half. What are some final stats on those guys?
You had David Lighty, who led all scorers with 19 points and had 3 spectacular three-point shots that kind of sparked the whole entire team. Will Buford had 14 points and 10 rebounds, and also Kosta Koufis with 16 points and also 10 rebounds. But they had a big spark by Jeff Gibbs, who was very physical down there in the paint and started to battle back, and you can see how the energy was starting to shift, and it kind of made the whole momentum swing. And the whole Ohio State fans, they definitely pulled their team together and got the dub for them for today.
Hey, shout out to Otterbein, baby. Jeff Gibbs, Otterbein graduate there, so one of Westerville's finest. So, indeed, it was a great game. It was a great night. It was our pleasure to come here and cover it. We will be back here tomorrow to give you some more the basketball tournament action. Of course, Carmen's crew, like you said, not playing until Sunday. They will take on the 8th-seeded men of Mackey, 4 p.m. We will definitely be back here in the Covelli Center for that one. So, Will Ward, appreciate you coming along and giving me some great stats for this post-game show. Without your help, this would be nothing.
Hey, it's been a pleasure with you, Andy. And like we said before, we'll see you guys on Sunday. Until the next time, you guys have a good night.